Forgot to unmute us there. Sorry about that, folks. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dale Parrish. I'm the State Director for Convention of States here in Indiana. And along with me this evening, I have our co-host, Ken Kashuba. We introduced Ken as our co-host some weeks ago. I think you've been counting the weeks, haven't you, Ken?
It's actually 6, but 5 because of the Christmas holidays, Dale. So hello, everybody.
Oh, I see. That's right. I don't know why Ken is counting these, but there's some purpose behind that, I think. But
it's contractual.
Anyway.
Contractual. Yeah.
How you doing, Ken? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Gail.
Good.
You know, you told me that if I hit so many weeks, you'd give me a bonus. So okay.
Oh, here's that bonus thing again. He always throws that up to me. Folks, we are all volunteers in this effort, just so you know the truth behind all that. But anyway, we have a lot of fun with that. So Happy New Year, Ken. I'm glad you're on board and looking forward to a great year in 2022. And like I said, this is COS Indiana Live 2022, and we're calling this a new concept because we're making some changes here to our broadcast, and hope you are accepted and hope you participate in it. We're just briefly, one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be promoting the roundtable coming up on the fourth Monday of every month. And so in January, the roundtable coming up will be the 24th of January. So a lot of what we do on our broadcast on Monday evening is to develop content that we will use for the roundtable. So you'll be hearing us mention the roundtable frequently as the broadcast goes on. Now, also, we want to be sure that you feel free to make any viewer comments or submit any questions during the broadcast, and you can do that, of course, through the chat section. And Ken will be monitoring those so that we can address any of those that seem appropriate. But and Ken, you're going to be watching those, right?
I am. We've already got a couple of our regular listeners tuning in, and so we'll keep an eye on that.
All right, great. All right. Well, let's just let me briefly just kind of go over the different segments of the broadcast this evening, so you know what to expect. In the first segment, we're going to call this segment, "What Action Can I Take in COS?" And this is going to be kind of be our theme for the month of January, and that is what can you do by becoming part of Convention of States. Now tonight we're going to have, as a special guest in this segment, we're going to have our own Gary Harbaugh. Gary's part of the executive group here in Convention of States in Indiana, and Gary manages our region captains and district captains. So we're going to be spending some time with Gary this evening to talk about that particular aspect of our operation. And then in the second segment, now this is brand new. This is called Raise Your Voice. And Ken, I'm going to let you make a few comments, if you would, on this particular segment.
Yeah, raise your voice. As we've talked about in some earlier December broadcasts that we've had, we want to hear more from our listeners. And viewers. We want to actually get a better feel for what it is you're looking for from COS. How can Convention of States better address your questions and the topics that interest you most? So what Raise Your Voice is going to be basically is a polling and a quizzing type application we're going to use that will use a QR code. We'll flash that up on the screen right before we're ready to go. And if you've got your smartphones ready, all you really need to do is hold your smartphone up and scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to our poll, so you can be a part of the show. And that's what we're looking for. We want your participation. We want your input, and then we will base your input on the roundtable version, which will come up. And in that roundtable section, we'll address what we've received from you. So from the viewers, you basically get to help us program our Thursday or our Monday night roundtable. So we'll be looking for your input there. You can also use your laptop or a computer. There'll be a website you have to go to for that. So if you've got a tablet or something you want to use versus your phone, you could go to www.slido.com, and there'll be a number code that you can plug in, and you can be part of it that way. But we encourage you to take part, and we look forward to that.
Can you show us the code?
I can show you that code. It basically is again a QR code that we'll show you right here. And there you see it there. It's join at slido.com. Now, if you hold your phone up to that now and take a scan of that QR code, you'll be ready to go when we start our Raise Your Voice segment. Cool. And for those that are joining by slido.com, that's the number 036-240, and you will be in. All right.
Thanks. And you'll be showing that again, right?
Yes, we'll show that again before we start the poll.
Okay. We're really excited about this feature. This is brand new. We demoed it a few times in December, in some of our December broadcasts, to kind of prepare people for this. So we hope that it's something that everyone will be able to adjust to. See, I'm old. I don't I don't utilize this very often, and Ken kept telling me that everybody knows what this is, how to use this, and this is pretty common. So I guess for us old folks, maybe it's not. So anyway, I'm sure our viewers will adjust very well. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken. Now, in our final segment, time permitting, we'll give you a contributor, one of our COS Indiana Live contributors, and we got John Ackerman lined up for one of his contributions in John's journal, and I think you're going to really find it. I hope we don't run out of time. I hope we have enough time to get to this, but his contribution tonight is "The Truth Will Set You Free," and it's a good one. So without further ado, then let's get into our first segment. And in order to do this, we're going to bring up Gary Harbaugh. Hello, Gary.
Hi, Dale. Hi, Ken. Thanks for
having
me on tonight.
Good to see you.
Glad to have you tonight, Gary. Gary's all decked out. He's got all of his pins on, his patriotic tie, and Convention of States shirt. So looking very sharp tonight, Gary. All right, Gary. We want to talk about, as we said, our theme tonight basically is what action can I take in Convention of States? If you're a viewer tonight and you're not a supporter, you're not involved in Convention of States, of course we hope that you will decide to get involved in Convention of States. But you may be asking, well, what can I do? Well, Gary is going to talk about one of the areas of our operation that's very, very important to us. As a matter of fact, we've and now Gary's kind of in charge of our region captains and district captains, and one of the main priorities that we've set for the year 2022 is we've designated as the year of the region captain. Now, this is we've had region captains here for some time, but we're really beginning to solidify that part of our operation. So, Gary, I'm going to turn this over to you and let you. What does this mean to you as the year of the region captain? What are you? What does this mean to you?
Well, Dale, we've had in the past we had 9 regions in the state of Indiana. The state was divided into regions that sort of corresponded roughly to the congressional districts. One of the things we found out is some of those congressional districts are geographically quite large, and so it was hard to build a team within an area where people could easily get together, things like that.
Some of them were quite large. Quite
Yes,
large, yeah.
really
Yeah.
large. So one of the things we wanted to do is split the state up into 14 regions so that the regions are geographically smaller. It's easier for people within one region, like the district captains, volunteer activists, and so forth, to come together face to face and meet. You know, most of our meetings in convention states are done like this virtually, but it's really important for people to get together face to face. And that's a lot easier when people are geographically closer to each other. And in order to build a team within a region, it's really important to have a strong region captain. And so we've increased the number of regions, which means we need more region captains, but we've made the job, we think, more manageable by the fact that the regions are geographically smaller and people can connect together face to face more easily.
Okay. All right. Well, the role of district captain, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to talk about this whole idea of people being, what can I do? Part of this goes back to a little quick story. I had a conversation with a guy in Arizona, is one of the national leaders as a social media warrior. His name's MJ Alexander. And I just had a conversation with him. I think we were actually having the conversation on Slack, but I asked him, why did you get involved? What made you get involved? And he said, I got tired of sitting home yelling at the TV, and I decided I had to do something. And I think a lot of people out there feel the same way. We can yell at our TV, but if we want to do something more than yell at the TV, we need a vehicle that allows us to get involved. And the biggest role in many ways within convention states is the role of the district captain. And the reason that that's the premier role and really one of the most important roles is that it is district captains who are geographically within the one district for a state house member, one district for a state senator. And they can build a one-on-one relationship with their state representative and state senator. And because they are constituents of that person, they are really in the ideal position to build that relationship. Somebody off in a far part of the state doesn't really care what, Gary Harbaugh thinks about this or that topic, but someone who is a constituent can really have an influence on their state legislator. And so for that and a number of other reasons, and actually on our roundtable on January 24th, we're going to go into a lot of depth about the role of a district captain and give people really a good picture of that.
Yeah.
3 words that I use for district captain, the 3 parts of their role are connect, build, and grow. They connect with other members of the COS Indiana team and connect through training. They build relationship with their state legislators, and they do events to grow the grassroots in the organization. That's a 30,000-foot view of what a district captain does. And come back on the roundtable on the 24th, and we're going to go into depth about the role of a region captain.
I always, when I talk to new district captains, I always tell them that, you're as far as your legislators, your state representative, your state senator are concerned, you are the face of convention states for their district, and you want to be the person. If they have a question about convention of states in any way, you are the person that they should be contacting. So it's a very, very key role. we've got 100 districts in the state of Indiana. Hopefully someday we will have a district captain in each one of those districts. So folks, if you're out there and you want to get involved in convention of states, please consider the role of district captain. It's a very, very important role. Okay, Gary, now you want to speak about, that's not the only role, that's not the only opportunity or way to get involved. Am I right?
Not at all. That's, a premier role, but we have many, many roles within convention of states. You can actually apply to be just simply a volunteer activist. A volunteer activist might be helping with events. They could be helping the district captain. They could be helping a region captain. It's kind of a general topic of somebody who wants to get involved and be active in the organization. We have a number of specific roles that volunteer activists can also take on. They can be part of the social media warrior team. And these are people who use social media to make posts about convention of state, respond to people who ask questions on Facebook, Twitter, things like that. We have members of our state prayer team. We also have regional events coordinators that are part of our event coordinator team. We have people who are legislative liaison team members that might work within one region. We have people within a region that might be like a state videographer or also Veterans Coalition team member. And so that's a few of them, and a few opportunities that are a little more specific, but there's all kinds of things people can do. And the real point is that if you are concerned about the direction of our country, you don't have to just sit home and yell at the TV. Go to the Convention of States website, sign up, list yourself as a volunteer activist, and we'll have a conversation and find out what a good fit is for you, because there are plenty of opportunities for you to actually do something. Most of the organizations in the country, and you get letters from them, I get letters, and they say, fill out our petition and we'll give it to your congressman. And oh, by the way, send a check. That's not the way Convention of States works. We are people who are actually doing things on the ground to spread the word and help people understand why Article 5 is the solution that's as big as the problem we face.
Excellent, excellent. I'll tell you, Gary, you did better than even in rehearsal. You're really, really good.
Well, Dale, I'm well trained by the senior folks.
And thanks for putting a plug in for our social media warriors. Ken, our co-host, is our state communications coordinator, and that's one of the areas that he's in charge of, social media warriors. So
we'll address that and we'll address that deeper in another discussion at some time. But thanks,
yes,
Gary.
We will. Yes, we're going to give Ken an opportunity to take the lead here on a future segment. So,
I just want to say, Gary, Gary mentioned relationship, and I was just talking to a young lady today who's interested in joining up as a volunteer, and we got talking about that, and we both said that we got tired of going to the voting poll and pulling a lever and thinking that that's all we could do. So when you talk about a district captain having the opportunity to sit down with their legislator face to face, I mean, what better way there's no better way that you can be more directly involved in that. So it's a good point. Relationship.
It really is. Yeah. The opportunity to really have an influence on people that, hold the levers of power, and it's not just our state reps. We try to build relationships with county commissioners, mayors, all the people really are elected officials, because our basic underlying premise is that we want to build a culture of self-governance where people are, interacting with their government, making their concerns known, and so they can have an influence.
Okay. All right.
True.
Ken, we got any comments or questions from any viewers that we need to look
Well,
at?
we've got a few, just some real general comments. We've got a few things here. Of course, we've got people that John Ackerman here actually said that Slido.com rocks. And Susan Lyons said that there's going to be no trick questions tonight, so I'm glad to see that as well. And John also said, "Let's save the Republic." So we've had a couple of good comments there from our general viewers, and I will throw this in, Dale, too. I'm not the only one, but John wants royalties for his contributions. So
see what you've started. See what you've started here now. Gary's probably going to submit a request for a pay raise too.
after his job tonight, yeah, he deserves
all the nice things I said about him tonight, and he's gonna take that as well.
There you go.
Well, somebody's got to do this job. Somebody's got to do it.
There you go.
All right, Gary. Thank you very much. Thanks very
Gary.
much for coming on tonight.
See you guys.
Happy New Year.
All right. Okay. Well, the next segment is what we call Raise Your Voice. And Ken, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Okay. Well, we'll let Marengo introduce the next segment, Raise Your Voice.
Or Raise Your Voice, a segment that features you. Scan the code and join the fun. It's your turn to be heard.
All right.
Well, there you go. That's Marengo introducing our new segment, and we're going to go ahead and share our screen now and bring up the poll. So remember to get your smartphones out and scan the QR code, and that'll be coming up here right now. And you can also go to Slido.com and plug in 036240 if you're on your computer or laptop, and that'll directly get you into the program to be able to answer the question. So we'll get started right away with our first question. And that basically is it right there. Outside of voting, what action is of interest to you? We have 3 different segments there. You can go ahead and make your votes, make your polling known to what you think we'd like to see. Outside of voting, what action is of interest to you? We have a couple of things there for you to get involved in. So you can go ahead and get your votes in now. We've got those showing up on the board, and we will move into our next question once we give you a few more seconds to plug that in. And you can take your time with this. You can use your smartphone to make your poll answers relevant to that. So we will move into our second question, which basically is, which resolution topic is most concerning to you?
We should have mentioned this a little earlier.
Uh-huh.
When we refer to which resolution topic, we're talking about the Convention of States resolution that was passed in Indiana in 2016.
Right.
And these are the three pillars of that resolution. So
Correct.
we're asking viewers to let us know which of these 3 pillars is most concerning to you.
Yep. And we're getting some responses on that now. Obviously, we are going to use this as we move forward to our roundtable to react to what is the most concerning. So right now, it looks like reducing federal overreach seems to be the one that's leading the ranks, which is interesting.
I mean, there's no federal overreach going on right now. I don't understand why.
Oh, I couldn't imagine
there could be anything like that happening right now.
No, I think the word mandate is something that none of us have heard in a while. So
no, I don't know what that means at all.
Well, that is our second poll question of the night. We're going to move on to our third, and that is, would a roundtable discussion of the topics be of interest to you? So if you're out there in viewer land and you think that you'd like to join a little deeper discussion on any of the things that we're talking about tonight, would you be interested in joining us on our, as Gary mentioned, our January 27th, was it?
24th.
24th. 24th is a Monday. So the 24th Monday, which is our roundtable night. And we will spend a little more time in depth going over just the things that we have talked about tonight. So those are our 3 questions as we open up the Raise Your Voice section tonight. And we hope that that was enjoyable and that we got a lot of people that participated in that. Good
input. And like Ken said, we're really going to pay attention to this, and these responses and the polling results will be what drives the content of our roundtable coming up on the 24th of January. So thank you very much. Good deal. Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, our final segment this evening is our contributor segment, our COS Indiana Live contributor segment. And as we've mentioned before, we have a number of individuals that we like to feature as contributors. And one of those is a gentleman that has done this, has submitted the most contributions of any of our contributors, and that's John Ackerman with John's Journal. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up and get his started here. And this one is about how the truth will set you free. And I'm going to try and get a full screen on this, Ken. So I'm going to start it off here and then expand it.
John Ackerman for Convention of States, Indiana. Jesus said in John 8:32, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Yeah, I'm big on truth. I'm big on freedom. This country was founded to preserve freedom, one of the greatest gifts of God. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they were endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Now combine those words, penned by Thomas Jefferson, with these words spoken by Jesus. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's true not only spiritually. If you know the truth of the spiritual realm, you can and you will be set free spiritually. I experienced that myself when I was 16. I accepted the truth. I confessed my sin. I repented of my sin, and I accepted Christ as my Savior. And I've been living for Him, lo, these many years, as the saying goes. So it's true not only spiritually, but politically. You will know the truth about what's going on in Congress, about what's going on in the White House, about what's going on in the judiciary, about what's going on in your state government, in your county government, in your city or town government. When you learn the truth, it sets you free. Yeah, I'm a big believer in transparency. I do not like secret deals, backroom deals, behind closed doors stuff. Sometimes shameful things that should never happen. But you know what? I've lived long enough. They all come to light. Not right now. Sometimes it takes time. Yeah. In the summer of 2016, we find out after the fact that the FBI becomes aware of a conspiracy theory Russia, Russia, Russia. And they start this secret investigation, and they twist the facts to get FISA warrants to spy on a political campaign. And they do great harm to our country. The truth about all that is coming out. Some have been arrested. Some have already pled guilty and been found guilty. Of that one government lawyer doctoring a document, falsifying a document, and submitting it to the secret, understandably why it has to be secret, FISA court, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Yeah, it has to be secret. I get that. But the things that are coming to light are astounding, eyebrow-raising. And we are learning the truth. And the truth will set us free. It takes time. It doesn't always happen immediately. But like I already said, I've lived long enough to see that eventually truth does out. I'm fond of putting it in the future tense. Truth will out. But here I'm saying it in the present tense. Eventually, truth does out. And woe be to those who did shameful deeds in secret, because they are exposed. And when they are eventually exposed, people are held accountable, and we win a little bit more freedom. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. God bless America. I'm John Ackerman for Convention of States, Indiana.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that one.
Well, George certainly did. George Ward said, "Dang, John, tear it up."
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, John does a good job for us. I noticed, Ken, his contributions, these last ones are getting a little longer, and I think when he gets going on a topic, it's kind of hard for him to shorten it up. But
I think John is starting to enjoy that even more. And when he get a topic like that, yep, John can get on a roll. I think he brings out some of his pastoral roots, I guess.
Yes, yeah, I think that becomes evident. John was a pastor. Does have a pastoral part to his background, so it comes out. Well, Ken, I think that's a wrap for tonight. I want to just once again mention to everyone that our next broadcast will be next week, January 10th, and we'll try and do this kind of the same format, and we're going to stick with this theme of what you can do, what action can you take by joining Convention of States. We may kind of stick with that theme for the whole month of January, as a matter of fact, and right on into the roundtable on the 24th. I might also mention before we close out here, our national website, conventionofstates.com. If you want to join us here in Indiana and Convention of States, that's where the first step to take is go to the website, conventionofstates.com, and sign up. And we'll cover that even in more detail in the roundtable on the 24th. Rather than taking the time on these Monday night broadcasts to address that. So, Ken, anything else you want to mention this evening?
No, I think it was good to get the Raise Your Voice segment off the ground tonight. I hope that people will come back
Yes.
for more and share it with their family and friends. The more input we get, the better coverage we get on the roundtable. So it was good to get
Yes,
that off the ground tonight.
I'm glad, very, very happy to get that off the ground tonight. And like you said, I hope we can even expand it and do more of it. So with that, I'm going to say good night. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for
Thank you,
being
Dale.
with us tonight. And good night, everyone. And we'll see you next Monday evening, 7 p.m. Same time, same place. Good night, everyone.
Good night.